Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. So let's get right to the YouTube show I have for you guys here today. Hope you guys enjoyed the All Star weekend. We had a great day, a great weekend, I should say, in the All Star for the All Star weekend. I can't really say it was such a great day, but we're doing Recap Monday here on the Fire Sports Pod. I'm your host, Zach Jackson, so let's get right to it. This is going to be a YouTube show of just going over the All-Star game or the All-Star weekend as a whole. So you have the skills challenge, you have the rising stars, you have the dunk contest, you have the three-point contest, you have the Steph Curry, Sabrina Ionescu three-point contest, and you have the All-Star game as a whole, which happened last night. So in general, usually over in the older days, the All-Star game and the All-Star weekend was a tremendous feat. It was fantastic to be a part of. Now it's like a rundown bullshit type game. It's not. It's nothing. The thing as a whole, like just in general, the whole weekend is pretty shitty. The Rising Stars is not bad. I kind of like the Rising Stars. I don't think the Rising Stars was that bad. I think the Rising Stars was actually pretty good. But in general, I just don't think that the All-Star game as a whole was as good as the actual Rising Stars, which is kind of funny to say, because if you look at it, for the fact that the Rising Star was better than the actual NBA All-Star game is ridiculous. Like, I don't think that the actual game itself was better than the Rising Stars. And for you to say that the Rising Stars is better than the actual NBA All-Star game, which means that the NBA All-Star game has all the best players, is the best of the best. The fact that that game is worse than the Rising Stars, because just off of a competitive standpoint, the way that the Rising Stars competes and the way that the NBA All-Star game is very similar. But there are moments during the game where the Rising Stars was a lot more competitive than the NBA All-Star game. I like to see younger NBA guys go at it to see who's best of the best. But in general, the NBA All-Star game as a whole is not as good. I think just in general, the NBA as an All-Star game itself is not as good because of just the fact that there's no real competition. In general, I think that the competition is much worse and could be heightened by a better extent. Just looking at it, the All-Star game, the weekend wasn't bad. Like I said, the Rising Stars was okay. The three-point contest was fantastic. You had Damian Lillard, Karl-Anthony Towns, Trae Young, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard wins back-to-back three-point contests from last year. He also won the MVP of the All-Star game. I mean, there were great moments, but there were more shitty moments than there were great moments. You had the Steph Curry, Sabrina Ionescu type thing. I think the Steph Curry, Sabrina Ionescu type thing was great. I think it was a much more of a better contest than I would have rather watched the Steph Curry, Sabrina Ionescu thing for 30 minutes than watch the dunk contest. The dunk contest was shit. Jaylen Brown jumped over Kai Cenat from a chair. Shannon Sharp said it himself greatly on First Take today. He was 3 feet tall. And I'm nothing to hit against Kai Cenat. I like Kai Cenat. He's a good dude. But, like, at the same time, dude, there's nothing cool about it. Mac McClung jumped over Shaq. I mean, Mac McClung is a G Leaguer that has won 2 straight dunk contests back-to-back. The fact that that's even is crazy to even think that an NBA player didn't do it. A G Leaguer player did it. And not to say about Mac McClung, he's great. But he's not in the NBA. He's in the G League. We need to get some NBA superstars like Ja Morant, Zion, Some of the younger guys to do it. I mean, you can't ask LeBron anymore. You can't ask really Paul George, Kawhi, or not even Kawhi. Donovan Mitchell already won. You can't ask anybody really older because they're older and they've already been through their years. But we need to ask the young guys to do it, the young up and comer. I mean, the best dunk contest for me was Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, Derek Jones Jr., and Zach LaVine. Those two were the best dunk contest over the last 10 years or so. Name me a better dunk contest. I really don't think you can. Donovan Mitchell one was good, but back and forth, the two top competitors were Derek Jones Jr., Zach LaVine, and Aaron Gordon. I mean, you can't name me two better dunk contests. If you can, holler at them in the comments section, because I just think in my time, those were the two best. I don't see anything else other than that. But there was creativity. There wasn't the same shit. We've seen the same shit from Mac McClung last year to this year. And he still won again because the competition was not as good. I mean, Jaylen Brown and Mac McClung were in the finals. Jaylen Brown's a star. He's an all-star. But he's not a superstar. He's not a Ja Morant. He's not a Zion Williams. He's not a guy that can throw a 360 off the rim and hit a dunk. He's not that. We need that back. And ever since the Aaron Gordon, Derek Jones, and Zach LaVine era, those two dunk contests, it hasn't even been close to that. Not even close. You got Obi Toppin doing it, his brother doing it. You got Jalen Green last year. I mean, you got some guys that, yeah, they're good, they're dunkers, they can jump, but there's no excitement. There's no like, oh my God, this guy's coming into the dunk contest. We gotta watch out for him. It's nothing. So I believe that the dunk contest should be gone. Unless we get some superstar, and it gets mandatory to get at least two superstars into the dunk contest. If not, then dunk contest should be revoked from the All-Star weekend because it's not amusing. It's not fun. I mean, you had some cool dunks. Mac McClung had a nice one that no one has ever seen. He jumped over, caught it from someone behind the neck, dropped it in the middle of the air, caught it again, and backward slammed it. But other than that, I mean, that was the best dunk of the night. And then you see in the All-Star game, you see these crazy dunks off the lob, these guys throwing it. But where's that in the NBA dunk contest? So I think the dunk contest, personally, guys, here on the Fire Sports Pod, Zach Jackson says the dunk contest should be revoked. Shouldn't even be a thing anymore. I think it's a waste of time. The Rising Stars, I like on a Friday. Like I said, I like the Rising Stars. I think you keep that and it gets them to get the new talent in, see how it is. Let them showcase their talent, whatever. A little bit more competitive at more times, but it's much more competitive, I believe, than the NBA All. You had two guys going at it, talking trash. It was awesome. And the NBA All-Star, it's like all laughing, all joking around. Oh, yeah, let's throw lob, let's throw dunk, let's shoot 23s, let's go shoot from half court. But you're not doing that in NBA Summer League game. You're not doing that in your runs in the NBA in the summer. You're not doing that in the playoffs. You ain't doing that in the regular season. It doesn't have to be a regular season game. It doesn't have to be a playoff game. At least it is like the summer league or like your runs that you do in the summer when you go all out like that type of thing. Larry Bird said himself before the game he wanted to see competitiveness. That did not happen. Adam Silver said it the same thing. He scored 211 points. For the West, they scored 186. Karl Anthony Towns had 50 points, 40 in the first half. Halliburton had 36. Brown had 36 or 32, 36, something like that. I mean, Giannis had like 26. Tatum had 20. The West was okay, but there was no big monster games other than Shea with 36. I mean, Dame with 39. But other than that, that was it. I think it's got to be more. And I think you got to take out the All-Star game. If no one's going to compete, I think the three things you got to keep is the Friday night. You keep the Rising Stars at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time game, which is great. I think you take out the skills challenge. I think that's boring as hell. It's some bullshit. You throw a pass through a big-ass hoop. You throw bounce passes through hoops. You go through around different objects. You make a layup. You shoot a three-pointer over a thing that's crossing your hands. You run down the thing. You score a dunk. You pass it to the next person. You do half-court shots. Cool. But that's like an everyday thing at practice they do. They joke around like that. Oh, hey, cool. I just don't think it's necessary. I don't like the skills challenge. I think that's bullshit. I don't like the dunk contest. I think it's over with unless we can guarantee. I think it's just awful. It's awful. The skills challenge is awful. The dunk contest is forgettable. Great things must come to an end. The dunk contest might have to come to an end. The skills challenge might have to come to an end. And I think the All-Star game as a whole might have to come to an end because we're not playing like an All-Star. Kobe Bean Bryant, R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. He said it himself. The NBA All-Star game is supposed to be the best versus the best. The big time names versus the other big time names from the East and the West. None of this bullshit where you take some guys from this team, some guys from that team, and you combine it into your own team. No. The East versus the West, the best 12 from each of the conferences, and you go battle. Not go battle like a regular season game or maybe a regular season game. Don't go battle like a playoff game, but at least give some competition towards a summer league game or a run that you do during the summer and the spring after the season's over, or somewhat of a regular season game type atmosphere. Because we hype it all up, but it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. It's ridiculous how ass it is. It's bullshit. It's a bunch of dudes that are the best players in the world that are just, excuse my language, fucking around, doing whatever the hell they want to do, shooting threes from 35. Yes, that's part of the game. But the way they do it, no defense contested. No, I saw little bits in the first quarter, some defense in the second quarter. But after that, it was nothing. Damian Lillard, 39 points, 11 threes made. 2 half-court shots. Steph Curry, 16. Karl-Anthony Towns, 50. Halliburton, 30-something. Shea, 30-something. Luka and Jokic should not be in the All-Star game. They fucking cannot play for their life. They suck. They are not good for the All-Star game. They are slow as molasses. Their games do not go great with the All-Star game. So I just don't understand it, ladies and gentlemen. I really don't. I don't understand the grand scheme of things around the All-Star weekend. I understand about the rising stars. That, like we keep saying, is fine. I think we keep that Friday night. Saturday, 1-day event, 3-point contest, and the Sabrina Ionescu, Steph Curry type thing. Where I think you should just change it. It's the 3-point contest in the NBA, and then they have a separate contest with the 2 or 3 best of the best from the WNBA and the 2 or 3 best of the best shooters from the NBA and the WNBA combined to go against each other. May the best team win. So what you should do, I think this is great. You should combine. So the best 2-3 guys from the NBA shooting wise should go in and play against the 3 best women from the WNBA side of things. And you should go at it. The best team wins. So you add up all the scores at the end, and whoever has the best score at the end wins the whole thing. Or you can go a one-on-one matchup between each one. And then whoever gets the thing then goes against each other. So if it's, let's say it's Sabrina versus Steph, whoever wins that moves on. Then it's Damian Lillard versus Caitlin Clark. Whoever wins that moves on. Then it's, let's say, Paige Beckers versus Klay Thompson. Whoever moves on. And then you could do something like that, or you could do it 3 teams. So Sabrina, Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers versus Steph Curry, Dame, and Klay. And whoever wins as a team wins. So the combined points together, whoever combined points together wins the thing. And if it's a tie, whatever, sudden death. There's a lot of stuff you could do with that. But I love the Sabrina Ionescu and Steph Curry experiment. It was great. It was fantastic for the women to see that even women can compete against Steph Curry. I mean, she scored 26, Sabrina. Steph had 29. He really had to play. He really had to shoot the ball. The last 2 racks, he actually had to make them. If not, he would have lost. So Sabrina's the real deal. I can't wait to see if Caitlin Clark, when she comes into the WNBA, we can set that up with Sabrina, Caitlin Clark versus Steph Curry and Dame Dollar. That would be something. Who's the best duo of the best three-point specialists in the NBA and in the WNBA? May the best team win. I think that's a great thing. But I think that's it. Rising Stars Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time game. You have 3-point contest in the NBA. After that, you got the 3-point contest between the two best or three best players from the WNBA side of things and the 3 best shooting players from the NBA side of things. Combine it, do a team-wise, who made the best team win. And that's it. That ends the All-Star weekend. No All-Star game. All the players can come out. There's no All-Star game. There's no All-Star anything because it's a complete waste of time, especially if all the best of the best players are not going to compete at the same level as the others are. There are some players that actually played a little defense during the game. There are some players that didn't want to play nothing. Jokic, Luka did not play nothing. They were just doing what they were doing. I mean, I have the things here. I don't understand how this is even a thing. If you look at the stats say them all. The stats were ridiculously stupid. I mean, I'm going to show you. I'm going to pull up the stat. I'm going to tell you guys the stats. It was so ridiculous. It was out of the moon retarded. So if you looked at this, right? So we had the All-Star game, right? So box score. West, Kevin Durant had 18 points. LeBron had 8. Jokic had 13. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had 31 and missed 4 shots. Luka had 7. 7 and 7. 3 of 10 and 1 of 6 from 3. He didn't look like he wanted to even play. Karl-Anthony Towns, 50 points. Paul George, 13. Kawhi Leonard, 5. Davis, 6. Booker, 15. Edwards, 4. Steph, 16. 53 rebounds, 60 assists, 8 of 143 from the field, and 25 of 71 from 3 with 186 points. Now let's look at the East. Giannis, 23. Missed 5 shots. Tatum, 20. Missed 5 shots. Adebayo, 3 points. Halliburton, 32. Missed 4 shots. Damian Lillard, 39. Missed 12 shots from the field and missed 12 shots from 3. Banchero, 6. Brown, 36 points. Missed 8 shots. Barnes, 16. Missed 3. Mitchell, 9. Missed 6. Brunson, 12. Maxey, 10. And Trae Young, 5. Total of 211 points, 64 rebounds, 46 assists, 83 of 146, and 42 of 97 from 3. They broke the record for the most threes made in a game, breaking 2019 LeBron James's team record. And they broke the single All-Star game scoring of over 200 points. First time in an NBA All-Star game and first time in an NBA game in general. That's how crazy it was. So I don't understand what is the problem, but that is non-competitive like hell. It is ass to watch. So guys, if I'm being honest with you guys, that is pretty much it. We went over the NBA All-Star game. We went over the NBA 3-point contest. We went over the NBA Sabrina Ionescu versus Steph Curry. We went over the NBA Skills Challenge. We went over the NBA Rising Stars. And finally, we went over the most boring and bullshit All-Star game of all time. The fact that the matter is that a team scored 211 points and the other team scored 186. Kobe Bean Bryant would be ashamed. I said it here, ladies and gentlemen. Kobe Bean Bryant will be ashamed of what he would have witnessed last night. 211 points for the East, 186 for the West, combined for 397 points. That is straight shit. The fact that that's an NBA game score is embarrassing. Why? Because it's just the same old crap. The big team, big players, the best of the best going at it. And all they did was bullshit their way through the game and no defense was played. I really wish they would have never named the All-Star game after Kobe Bean Bryant. Because no one, I mean no one last night or in the nights to come have ever played like Kobe Bean Bryant in an All-Star game. That is it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, here on the Fire Sports Pod. I am your host, Zach Jackson, and that is pretty much it all for today on Recap Monday. I will catch you guys on Wednesday doing some more sports talks here on the YouTube show and the Apple Podcasts and Spotify audio show. We did post our audio show about 30-something minutes ago, so you guys should tune into that. We went over the AP Top 25 in men's college basketball. We went over the All-Star game as a whole, just as that game. We went over some takes and stuff like that on that game, and that's pretty much it. Here we went a deeper dive into the whole general of the All-Star weekend, and that is pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed my show. Catch me on my TikTok here on the Fire Sports Pod, going over some sports stories later on in the day. But I will catch you guys later. We have 884, 85 followers, 86 followers, I think, on TikTok. Let's keep going from there, guys. Peace out. Have a great rest of your Monday night. Enjoy President's Day.